Yes, thank you and welcome back to the action, coming to you live from the Alexandra Palace, London. Welcome to the Ladbrokes.com World Darts Championship, brought to you by the Professional Darts Corporation. Time now to meet our players. Would you please welcome from Vienna, Dietmar Berger, and from Stockholm, Magnus Caris.
It is Sweden against Austria. Magnus Caris, semi-finalist of the Lakeside Tournament back in 1994. Dietmar Berger from Austria, two-time Austrian national champion. Your commentary team, Rod Harrington and John Gwynn.
Yes, nice to see Magnus Caris, an old pal of Rod Harrington's from the good old days when they played against each other in pairs competitions and with each other. I'm sure, Rod, means a lot to you seeing this man playing again.
Yeah, we go back about 20 years, John. I mean, met Magnus way back in Sweden. He was one of their top players, and over the years we got to know him, had a few good drinks with him as well, I have to say. And a real good professional. Always, this throw has not changed in the 20-odd years that I've known him. And he's one of the players as well, John, that doesn't, I don't like the word bottle, but it does explain what it means. You know, he doesn't bottle it, he will play his own game. He's a player that plays the dartboard and not his opponent.
And what about this fella, Austrian, out to spoil Magnus Caris's party, and both of them 42 years of age. We've just seen two 43-year-olds give us a really good game on that hockey, and whilst this one isn't going to be anything like as long, the expectation is of a close contest, and two lovely girls leave the stage.
I'm glad you noticed, John. I didn't notice myself, but yeah, I mean, over this short distance, and the best of 7 in today's game is a short sprint. In my day, we used to play the best of 3 legs of 4, but it is a short sprint, and it's so important to get this first leg, especially if you're throwing first. You don't want to have someone break you straight away, because really, we say it puts you up against the wall, and the old firing squad have got the barrels already looking at you.
Should have been a World Championship finalist, Magnus Caris. I go back 17 years now. The first year, of course, at the Circus Tavern for Phil Taylor and Dennis Priestley. It was the 17th year of the BDO World Championship, and Magnus Caris was a semi-finalist. 4 sets to 2 up against the great Bobby George.
Well, you talk about Bobby George, but look at this guy's throw, John.
Yeah.
We look at that, he comes to his left eye. Not many players, the only one I know is actually Bobby George that does that. Most players would bring it right-handed to the right eye. He brings it right-handed right across to the left eye. Very unusual. It's hard to adapt to that as well.
Yes. Bobby probably just delivers it a little more slowly, and he just slightly, little twitch before he brings the arm forward. But this fella is much quicker, I think, than the old man.
See that, he comes right to the left-hand side of his nose there. It's awkward to get your line. Here we have it there, right to the left-hand side. It goes under the left eye, so he's probably left eye dominant, and he sights it as he brings it back with that left eye. But to be on this stage, John, it must be effective.
Yes, indeed. Indeed. Served him well.
95.
As I say, had a dart at double 18, Magnus Caris, to go into the World Championship at the Lakeside back in 1994 final. Blew it, and we all know that in the end, John Clark and Bobby George went onto the stage for that final. But it's nice to see him back in darts, because he has been playing all that regularly until recently.
Now he had a big break, but now he's back. He's starting to enjoy it as well. That's 2 in. This is certainly going to set it up perfectly.
133.
Well, he would probably think he's going to get 2 darts and a double on his return. But as we see with the young South African, these guys can take the big shots out.
56.
56, not enough. One assumed. Caris then 18 for tops. Tall man, much greyer than when I remember him from 94.
Well, we all are, John.
Well, you speak for yourself, I'm just losing mine.
38.
Well, that's a bad miss from Magnus, especially when he threw first in this leg. And he'll probably be looking at the bullseye with his... Oh, well, now, he's got to go for the bullseye, but I'd go treble 20 here. That treble 20 is bigger than that bullseye. Always go for the percentages.
Yeah, I'm a great believer in treble 14 with 2 darts in your hand. It's every man to himself, obviously, as Caris looks again. He lined it up beautifully before, was on the wire, but that's inside the target. That's too far north. Now this is a big dart, because it's such a short game, you cannot afford to lose a leg against the throw. You've got to produce something a bit special to get back. Good dart for the Austrian. Dietmar Berger goes a leg up. Fact is, he's only 3 away from winning. If this were a longer game, only 3 would seem like nearly there. And he's got the throw now, effectively.
Yeah, that's right. Holds his throw, and he can't lose. But Magnus, that won't affect him, missing the doubles, although a lot of players it does. I don't think Magnus will be affected by it. And he did outscore Berger in that first leg, so you know what you've got to think of your Magnus, right, I'm leader on the scoring, it will come in the end, but it's when you start to panic, and that's when you miss more doubles, and that's when the trouble starts.
Well, a very indifferent start to this leg by Berger, 419 after 2 visits, and Caris himself only scored 40 first time round. Can he somehow slot this between the two?
60.
No is the answer.
Well, that's a perfect dart, right in the top of the treble. He's only got to hit the barrels and this will bounce in.
100.
That's unlucky. Normally that would have bounced in for a 140.
Was in the recent World Cup of Darts, lost to the USA in the second round. He actually teamed up with Farihanen, and he's the man he beat to qualify for these World Championships. Fellow Swede. Oh, this is good. This is good now. Much better
83.
from the Austrian. Gets the 83, that keeps him 42 ahead. And there were shepherds abiding in the fields, watching the darts at the Ali Pali.
100.
Well, that's a second visit on the trot that he's had the third dart for a maximum. As long as this guy, I was going to say, as long as this guy doesn't hit a treble, Magnus will have 6 darts. But now, another one of those.
100.
Well, he would think that he would have 6 darts. So what he doesn't want to do, John, if he doesn't take this out, he doesn't want to mess it up. He just wants to set it up. He's got to set it up now. Just hit that treble 20 in the big 18. Now the big 18, and this will be the biggest 18 you've ever seen as well.
98.
Tell you what, you can see where they get the nickname Poker Face from, for Magnus Caris. Oh, that's good. Another one of those would have given him a chance to finish that leg off. But now Caris, already guilty of missing in the first leg, doesn't do so now. Gets the break back, and 1 leg all.
Magnus to throw first. first.
Well, that's exactly what you've got to do, and you can see what it means to Magnus. If you lose your throw, you have got to just bounce straight back. Bounce back ability, I think, was the word that a lot of people use nowadays. The modern phrase.
I may be wrong, but I think it's Mr. Ian Dowie who conjured that one up.
137.
One delightful day. And if it wasn't, then whoever did, well done.
100.
Yes, hair-raising experience here at the Ali Pali. They love it, and so do we. Still be nice to have a little break, Rod, and then back for more after Christmas.
60.
There'll be plenty of Christmas turkey, John.
Oh, is he going to stay there? Because he could knock that out, and he has done. And you could see that the possibility was there. Oh dear, that was unlucky, but there was always that possibility. Anyway, 120 is not bad, but this is a great chuck from Caris.
100.
Yeah, you're saying, we're looking at the screen at close quarters here, and you're saying, go 19s, go 19s. But when you're focused up there, it probably didn't even enter his head. What happens with that is sometimes the dart will come in, that second dart will come in, just catch the first dart and take a little bit of the momentum off, and it just does not penetrate that dartboard enough.
Yes, sorry, Rod, go on.
Yeah, I mean, Berger now could have 6 darts from here, so you've got to think that your opponent's not going to take the 104 out, so I need a treble. Well, he's let him off now, so Caris has got possibly 6 darts from a 104.
Yes, Berger left himself 136 last time, didn't he? Wasn't able to take it out, and so he's got to come back though. 36 scored, 68 left, 65 when you go, and 136. Now you've got the treble 20, but you've got to get 2. Very good. Charismas, yes. Oh, they've still got their thinking heads on in this crowd.
Well, Caris on 65, a go for a 25, and the amount of times a player going for 25 will hit the bullseye. Well, he hasn't hit it to the tops, hit it the previous leg. Just coming down from there, coming up the bed on the right-hand side, and another miss, just like in the first leg. He's let Berger off.
Well, double 10 now. Double 5, and the man from Vienna. Oh, yes, that's the Vienna World. That's the double 5 he wanted. And he goes 2-1 up every leg so far against the throw. Former European soft tip champion. Got to emphasise it's the same game, darts, but it's a vastly different game to this, isn't it? Got a massive pull on it, doesn't it?
Yeah, it has. There's several different games of soft tip on the electronic dartboard, as they call it, and they don't throw a very heavy dart. So all the soft tip players that start playing steel tip are always throwing light darts, under 20 grams anyway.
Yes, whereas Magnus Caris, huge experience in the game, trying to work his way back into contention, up the rankings if he possibly can.
36.
Throwing a 26 gram dart. Phil Taylor throws 26 grams, Robert Fulton does. But not many throw darts with quite that level of intensity, Rod. Conversely, Dietmar Berger is throwing 16 gram darts. It's a big difference, isn't it?
Huge difference, and that's, like I say, he's a soft tip player, and that's why the lowest I've ever seen a player, I think it's Richie Gardner with 13 grams. And obviously Priestley does not throw a heavy dart either. it's the obvious thing, John, that say Magnus will throw a big dart. Once the dart is in the treble, you can't see a lot more of it. Or the worst time is when he puts a dart on the outside of the double. It hides up that
41.
double. It's a lot harder to get to.